what the growth-oriented individual's life looks like. All right, in one word, challenging. It's extremely, extremely challenging. I'm going to paint my life for you. All right, I started my business at the age of 19. All right, I let go of all my high school friends at the age of 19. Why did I let go of my high school friends? Did I want to do that? No, not really. But I did it because I knew if I held on to that group, I would not be successful at the age that I wanted to be successful at. I wanted to be a millionaire by the age of 25. I achieved that. One of the main reasons I did that is because I sacrificed a ton. One was my original friend group. They were pulling me down. They were telling me it was a bad idea. They were bullying me. They were making fun of me for growing the business. So I asked them. I said, not my friends anymore, moved on. All right. I didn't have any friends. All right. Didn't hang out with my college friends either. I went to 4 different colleges in 5 years. And that's because I didn't like school. I didn't like the traditional system. All right. So from the age 19 to 25, really my only friend was my girlfriend at the time, Caitlin, who's now my wife. But Caitlin was my friend at that time. All right. I didn't go to parties. I very rarely had a social life. I worked on Saturdays. I worked on Sundays. I took a half day on Saturdays. And I did that from the ages of 19. And I still freaking do that at the age of 28. All right. I have slightly more of a social life than I did probably between the ages of 19 to 26 over the past 2 years. You know, I've traveled, right? I try to take the full day off on Saturday instead of the half day. I still work on Sundays. My life hasn't really changed a whole lot between 26 and 28, but between 19 and 26, I sacrificed a fuck ton. Did not live a traditional 20-year-old's life. Okay. So if you want to be in this category, if you want to be in the growth-oriented category, it's going to be very challenging. You're going to have hard conversations with people in your life and your loved ones that don't understand it. You're going to have to spend less time with family. You're going to have to travel a lot less and do typical fun things a lot less. And you're going to have to work a lot more. And you're going to have to work on weekends. You're going to have to wake up early. You're going to have to work late nights. You're going to have a ton of anxiety. You're going to have a ton of stress. And it is going to be very, very challenging. So where's the reward? What's the reward? The reward, at least describing for myself, is trying to reach my full potential. Coming to the end of my life and looking back on my life and saying, I gave it my all, I pushed my hardest, and I've left a very big impact. What's important to me is setting an example. And I want to, by the end of my life, have set an example that one could look up to and aspire to be and inspire other individuals to follow a similar path if they choose that's what's best for them. So that's what you can expect if you want to take that path. All right. Now, if you want to take the other path, I can't speak from experience here because this is not the path that I have chosen. I can only speak from my observation. Now, before you tune out, my observation is still credible because we have helped over 2,000 coaches at this point, and I've seen what this looks like. You're still going to have to work very hard. I'm going to just come out and say that. You're still going to have to make some sacrifices, especially in the beginning, right? Especially in the beginning. When you are at $0 to $10,000, you're going to have to work almost at the same degree as the growth-oriented person up until a certain point. All right. And that's the thing where people build a lifestyle business. What they get wrong is they think that from the jump that they can work less. That's not the case. All right. You have to work just as hard as the growth-oriented person until you reach the point in which you are satisfied and it will fund the lifestyle that you want. All right. So if $10,000 a month is that point where you can now fund the lifestyle that you want, that is when you can start pulling back. And I'll talk about that in a minute, pulling back and focusing on the things to maintain opposed to continuing to grow. All right. So from the point that you're at, the starting point 0, up until the point where you're making enough money monthly to live the lifestyle you want, you're going to have to work very hard. You're still going to have to make a ton of sacrifice. The only difference between the lifestyle person and the growth-oriented person is the growth-oriented person has no end in sight. They're just going to keep going until the wheels fall off. This individual, the lifestyle individual, they're going to go until the point where they hit that threshold. And once you hit that threshold, that is when you can start pulling back and you can start putting systems in place to and or people in place to maintain where the business is at.